Now that we've got your attention, let the games begin. Game cartridges assembly. Greetings. Game loading. Mind your fingers. Keep working, you rust buckets. Uh-oh. What am I doing in this place? I could have been a mechanic. First game up, Radio Scramble.
Radio KBOX.
Oh, yeah! Hey, all you heroes and herettes. It's time for our daily tumble with Jumpin' Johnny Jumble, or as we say here at Scramblin' Radio,
Jumpin' Johnny Blend Too.
because here at Scramblin' Radio, we mix 'em and you fix 'em. Ow! In other words, my name is really,
Jumpin' Johnny Jumble.
and I'll be tossing out the hits, screwing up the words, and you gotta set me straight. Oh, yeah! So let's clean the dust under the bed with this golden oldie. It's the Muddles with their former #1 hit, Bucket.
Whenever my mother cooks, I got a problem with the taste. I need to jazz the whole thing up, or else it tastes like paste. I need my bucket, my bucket, my bucket, my bucket on my belly just won't get mad. Without a bucket on my french fries, my taste buds gonna feel sad.
Oh, wow. The Muddles with Ketchup. Can you dig it? Oh, baby. And now it's time for another
Commercial spot.
Starting pre-launch countdown. Houston, pre-launch ignition to go. Capcom clear, Vidcom clear.
4, 3, 2,
We are good for launch.
1.
Ranso Tattoo,
Ranso Tattoo.
have a safe flight.
For years, Ranso Tattoos have been getting their training at Harry's Ranso Tattoo School. So if you ever want to wear a really neat suit, see the stars up close, or walk on the moon like Neil Armstrong, head down to Harry's and learn how to be a
Ranso Tattoo.
astronaut.
At Harry's Astronaut School.
So my kiddies and kidettes, before we count this baby down and send it to the moon, let's take a listen to the Idiots and their #1 hit, Prayed.
My brother's got a problem, and it drives me up a wall. I wish that he could hold it in, but he's only 2 after all. He needs a new parade, a parade. We can smell that boy a mile away, and when we change his parade, there's a good chance you're gonna get sprayed, 'cause he needs a new parade.
Oh, it's raining hits with the Idiots and Diaper. Did you get that one, baby? I knew that you could. And as we guide this ship back into port, remember, we're all in this together, except if we're not. Toodaloo and kisses too from
Jumpin' Johnny Belch.
That's Jumble. Dig it.
Job, work, game time in 10 seconds. Greetings. Game cartridge loading. Check. Next game up. Distraction news.
And now, Distraction News with your anchor person, Dora Smarmy.
Good evening. I'm Dora Smarmy, and welcome to Distraction News, where we give you the news and then ask you 5 questions about what we've reported. So make sure you're not distracted. And now our top story today, the Milky Way, the one without the nougat center. Our Milky Way is a galaxy, which simply is an enormous group of stars. Scientists believe that galaxies are formed from vast spinning clouds of gas, which can take on a number of different shapes. The Milky Way was forged into a disk shape, becoming what's known as a spiral galaxy. The Milky Way is made up of the Earth, the Sun, and about 200 billion more stars. The Milky Way is so large that it would take light 100,000 years to travel from one end to the other. The Milky Way actually spirals, and the Sun takes about 220 million years to make one revolution. This is known as a cosmic year. Galaxies occur together in groups that are called clusters. The Milky Way is part of a cluster of at least 20 galaxies that is some 5 million light years across. Pretty amazing, huh? Well, I guess you would say that I've given you a distracting number of facts. So, let's see just how well you were able to concentrate. Here goes. The Milky Way is a large group of stars, a large group of movie stars, a large group of nougat center clusters. The answer is a large group of stars. Galaxies are formed by large swirling clouds of beans, gas, or carbon dioxymoron. The answer is gas. The Sun's trip around the Milky Way is a cosmic experience, cosmocramer, or cosmic year. The answer is cosmic year. The Milky Way is known as a spiral galaxy, a gyro galaxy, or a spiral galaxy. The answer is spiral galaxy. And lastly, about how many stars are in the Milky Way? 200 billion, 2 gazillion, or 2? Many to count. The answer is 200 billion. So, how did you do? Get all 200 billion right? I would have settled for 10. If you did, have a Milky Way, the one with the nougat center. That's all the time we have for today, but remember, don't ever let anything distract you from watching Distraction News. So long.
This has been Distraction News with your favorite cardboard cutout anchor person, Dora Smarmy.
Next game coming up. Skip pad.
Hey, cats. It's your friend Sketch here to lay something heavy on you. Just 'cause you got eyes doesn't mean you always see. You got to get the whole picture before you really know what's going down. Don't believe me? Well, I'm going to show you some pages from my sketch pad, but not every page. See if you can tell what's happening before I show you the missing pages. You dig? Picture this. Daryl was this wacky cat who was caught trying to steal candy at the circus. It was gonna take a while for the police to show up, so they put old Daryl up in the room where they store the stuff to make snow cones. Guess they thought he'd cool his heels there. Man, this cat was in trouble. There were no bars on the window, but he couldn't reach the window. And the door was locked solid. Yikes. But catch this. When the police got there, the cat was gone. No sign of our man Daryl. Nothing. Only a pool of water on the floor. Can you figure out what really went down before I lay the missing pages of my sketch pad on you? Believe me, it makes sense. Check this out. Now, maybe you think this cat Daryl had a buddy on the outside who threw him a rope. Well, that ain't it. Or you might be thinking Daryl is a Houdini, like the cat picked the lock to escape. But that ain't it.
Or maybe you think I'm tricking you, and the cat melted into the flow like that wicked witch kitten. Would I do that to you? No way, man. You know, Daddy-O, it makes you wonder, how could a guy get out of a locked room when he couldn't reach the window? And why would he leave behind a pool of water? Are you seeing it with me? Dig it. This cat, Daryl, they put him in the ice storage room. He moved a giant block of ice under the window, then he climbed up and out, and the ice melted and left a puddle. Crazy. Like I've been telling you, when you really use your eyes, you're gonna draw the right conclusions.
Watch your backs! Coming through, coming through! No, wait, right, left, right, left. Okay, right there, hold it. Haunted house party.
Good evening. Welcome to our horrid and happening haunted house party. There's a plethora of fright awaiting you as our guest of honor has just arrived, and it's up to you to figure out who our guest is. I'll even give you the first clue. Tonight's mystery guest couldn't seem to stick to one occupation.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir. Sorry to keep you waiting.
It was only 5 minutes. Besides, it gave me time to design a more efficient manner of flying machine.
In 5 minutes?
Not the entire 5 minutes. I used the balance of the time to paint a portrait of your supper party.
Didn't you paint that the last time you were here?
You mean the last supper party? Yes, I did. I love supper parties. I painted them religiously.
Madam Lisa would love you to paint her.
And I will. I just love to paint Madam Lisa as long as she doesn't moan when I do. I love that cute little smile of hers.
She'll be most pleased.
Tell me, being that most of the guests here are dead, I should be able to find a healthy skeleton among them, shouldn't I? It's for a new anatomy text I'm developing.
I know just the fellow. He's rather thin, but willing.
Splendid. Please ask him if he'd be available.
Of course. If he asks, what should I say you do?
Simple. Just tell him I'm an inventor, painter, sculptor, astronomer, musician, biologist, anatomist, philosopher, mathematician, and all-around good guy.
Busy fellow, isn't he? Do you know who he is? He painted The Last Supper and Lisa the Mona, designs air machines, anatomy texts, as well as being an astronomer, musician, and everything else you could ever be. Our mystery guest is...
Leonardo da Vinci, at your service. Would you like to hear what else I could do?
I don't really think we have the time because we're out of here. See you next time on Haunted House Party.
Next game coming up. Game quality under control. Game time, Captain Bones.
Ahoy, matey. Shiver me timbers. Yo ho ho. Look alive, ye lollygaggers. I am the incredibly dead Captain Bones. I've been sailing the 7 seas for an eternity, and I'll tell ya, I'm a bored stiff. The only thing that saves me from going stark raving mad is making up math puzzles using nothing but me own bones. Now watch closely, and just do as I say, or I'll surprise the life out of ye. Just watch me bones. Let me show you what I mean. If I were to pose you the question, what number is next after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? You'd best be telling me 8. If you didn't, then I'd throw you to the sharks. So here's another puzzle made from me bones. One of me own making. OTTFFSS. Can you tell me what letter comes next? Take a second to think it over. Or can't you concentrate that long without breaking for milk and cookies, you soft-shelled jellyfish? Remember, I love me math puzzles. So even though this don't look like one, you can bet your last doubloon that it is. 16 Don't make me spell it out, you yard-arm-hanging heathens. Here's another little hint. There are 2 ways to write a number. With numbers or with letters. Will it take me last dying breath for you to figure it out? Listen close. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. It's an E, you limp-minded, brine-swilling girl of a man. Do you see it now, you cross-eyed jackals? Each letter is the first letter of the numbers 1 through 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The next number is 8, which begins, as you better know, with an E. Now, leave me be, you diaper-wearing crybaby of a sailor sister. I gotta gather up me bones.
That was cool. Let's play another. Revolting slob.
You know, we can learn a thing or two from even the most peculiar people. Observe. Hello, Revolting Slob.
Huh?
I'd like to teach our viewers a few new words. Big date tonight? What a fetching young lady. But you're not planning on going out looking like that, are you?
Yeah?
Without meaning to offend, you look simply awful. Okay, everybody. Does the Revolting Slob look A, slinky, B, slovenly, or C, sprightly? The correct answer is B, slovenly, which means sloppy in appearance. By the way, did you put on deodorant? Rule number 1 of dating: if you can smell your armpit, so can she. Well, everyone, is the Revolting Slob smelling A, malodorous, B, malevolent, or C, malignant? The correct answer is A, malodorous, which means having a bad odor, or stinking. Careful now, you might pass out from the smell. We all might.
You weigh 600 pounds!
No, I'm just a little bitty thing. I don't weigh nearly that much.
Oh, yes, you do. 600 pounds!
Now, since I really weigh considerably less than that, the Revolting Slob must be A, exterminating, B, excavating, or C, exaggerating. The correct answer is C, exaggerating, which means to say something is bigger than it really is. Like me, for example. Now then, let's review, shall we? As you can see, the revolting slob is looking slovenly. My, doesn't he smell malodorous?
600 pounds.
The revolting slob is clearly exaggerating. I weigh nowhere near that much, and that's the last you'll hear on the subject. Oh, and by the way, exterminating means destroying completely. No slobs were harmed in the filming of this show.
More stuff. Work, work, work. Hey, folks, this game is edible.
Dally-hoo, kids! How's it going? Your old pal Eddie Bull here at the exciting Walla Walla Washington Zoo. This week we're going to...
Eddie Bull, he's edible. He really is incredible. He's simply the best of the bunch. There's simply no disguising that he's so appetizing that we want him for our lunch.
Oh, man! Hey, when I got invited over for lunch, I had something else in mind. Oh, well, now that I'm here, can you figure out which animal just ate me? Whoa! Okay, everybody, here's your first clue. These animals pack close together by the thousands to keep from freezing to death. Their fathers incubate the eggs by carrying them around on top of their feet for 2 months. Easy, easy. Whoops. They get really nervous before going for a swim because they're afraid of leopard seals. Oh. Okay, here's the last clue. They're black and white and waddle all over. That's because they're penguins. That's it, penguins. Penguins, you see them? Which means they huddle together by the thousands, incubate eggs on their feet, stay away from those leopard seals, and slide around on the ice. Whee! Uh-oh. Looks like I'm going back the way I came.
Eddie Bull, he's edible. He really is incredible. And we want him for our lunch.
Game time in 10 seconds. Game quality under control. Real snake, ooh, ah. Real snake, ooh, ah.
In the dark and mysterious recesses of parts unknown, there resides the strange and riddle-wise creature known only as the Riddle Snake. His music is enchanting, and his riddles are perplexing. So look close and think even closer, 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 closer. The riddle is, what is the national anthem of Hawaii? What is the national anthem of Hawaii? What is the national anthem of Hawaii? And the answer is the Star-Spangled Banner. Because you see, Hawaii is one of the 50 states. And Francis Scott Key loved a good luau. Aloha.
It's time for Crashbox Rewind, where we flash back through the show and remind you how smart you really are.
As you can see, the revolting slob is looking slovenly. My, doesn't he smell malodorous?
600 pounds!
The revolting slob is clearly exaggerating.
OTT FFSS. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. It's an E. Do you see it now, you cross-eyed jackals?
He painted The Last Supper and Lisa the Mona, designs Air Machines, anatomy texts, as well as being an astronomer, musician, and everything else you could ever be.
Leonardo da Vinci, at your service.
Scientists believe that galaxies are formed from vast spinning clouds of gas, which can take on a number of different shapes. The Milky Way was forged into a disk shape, becoming what's known as a spiral galaxy.
Well, that's it for now. See you next time.